Welcome to North Wilkesboro Speedway, qualifying underway for the Low Drag Truck Series, part of the Sidewinder Racing League. Check them all out at discord.gg/Sidewinder. Casey Graves out on track as Daniel Llewellyn goes to the top, and now Casey jumps up there. Daniel Llewellyn, Brad Wilson, Lucas Hoitzman in the 97. 19.749 was in our top three in practice times, as was Casey Graves and Hayden Law. He just completes his run. A little slower on lap twos. That would be a 19.764. Cliff Mullins goes to P2. His fourth quick in practice. Hayden in the 56 jumps up to the fifth spot. A lot of drivers unhappy with the setup, so hopefully the drivers just coming in have gotten a little time with it. Hayden with a 19.96, he'll stay fifth. Cliff, Lucas, Casey Graves, Brad Wilson, Hayden Low, Matt Benke. Matt getting some extra laps in, as is Cody Brown. Max Weiss good 9th quick, Beach 10th, Davis Greenwell 11th. Quinn Newton, TJ Floyd, Gatlin Downey out on track now. Gatlin's first lap was 20.3, put him 11th. If he counts. May have brushed the wall because it hasn't gone through. Lap number 2 for Gatlin. 20.295. And that'll move him to 11th, ahead of Davis Greenwell. It's Quinn Newton completing lap number 1 at 20.157. Puts him in the top 10. But Giglio has shown up. He's in for a rude awakening on this setup. TJ Floyd goes to 13th. We'll see if Quinn picks up here. Does. Goes to a 20.031 all the way up to 6th. Nice gain there. Try to check it on TJ, but I think he just reset. Davis still getting some practice laps in. That's why he's good sitting at the end of the pit lane. A lot of guys getting extra practice here. 18 trucks around this old school short track, North Carolina, North Wilkesboro Speedway. None of the bottom four have shown up. Davis has crashed his truck and picked up a meatball. Just watching the truck drivers get extra practice in. Cliff sitting on the pit lane. Matt Benke, Cody Brown getting extra practice. Matt just crashed his truck. Cody's the last one still getting practice. A minute to go in qualifying. Looks like Lucas will be your pole sitter. Grab Lucas for a quick interview while we watch Cody continue to practice. Lucas, DG, got a copy?
Yep.
Well, we're on pole here for North Wilkesboro. How do you feel about the race tonight? I heard the trucks were a little tricky tonight.
Yeah, very tricky. The thing, I mean, we had to go up. I personally went up almost 10% on my brake bias from the stock just to get it to not wreck into the corner. I think this might be one of those leftover setups from before they changed the truck. That's what me and Hayden are thinking, but man, it does not feel right. I mean, we could drive it. I'm sure we'll still have decent racing as long as everybody can chill and be patient with their trucks, but you gotta be super easy all the way around the track.
CM4, well, hopefully everyone tiptoes and we don't run over each other and spend the whole thing behind the pace car. Good luck to you, sir, and hope you get a good finish tonight. See if we're talking to you at the end.
Thank you.
Lucas and Low Drag sitting on pole for tonight's race as we get this cool camper view. Cool camper view. Field starts to grid up here. Already took a moment to talk to Lucas. We got 130 laps for you tonight around the old North Wilkesboro Speedway. Let's take a quick look at our race analysis. Don't have a fuel window just yet. Don't even know if that's going to come into play. It's such a short track, and you never know with the cautions. If we get a bunch of them, it may not be that big of an issue to worry about the fuel windows and such. Points go out the end of halfway, which would be the end of lap 65 tonight. It's very hot. 130-degree track temp. That is very spicy track. I'm sure it'll be greasy, slippery. Drivers will be sliding every which way. They'll have to use a lot of control to keep these trucks underneath them tonight. So that should be very entertaining for us up in the broadcast and for everyone watching. Drivers are going to have to work extra hard to keep these things from spinning out. Let's go ahead and start our starting lineups here, presented by our friends at The Wanted Goons. If we could find their logo. It doesn't want to show up for me. There it is. You have Lucas Weissman on pole in a 97. Cliff Mullins starts second in that 37 Curly's Guns and More Chevrolet. Casey Graves, a True Speed Toyota, starts in third. Brad Wilson, Shenandoah Shine, Ford in fourth. Hayden Lowell, Napa Chevy in fifth. Quinn Newton, 712 Brake Chevrolet in sixth. Matt Benke, Amtrak Chevy in seventh. Cody Brown, the Low Jag Square D Toyota, starts in the eighth spot. Daniel Llewellyn, 712 Brake Chevrolet in ninth. Zach Swicegood, the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet, starts in 10th. Andrew Beach, Sidepipe Chevy in 11th. Gatlin Downey, Double Quick Chevy in 12th. TJ Floyd, Air Force Chevy in 13th. Davis Greenwell, his TNModernVet.com Chevrolet, starts 14th. Jake Giglio, the Shine Way Chevrolet, starts 15th. Nick Cooper, Mobile One Toyota in 16th. Jay Munch's Raptor Chevy 17th. And Jeremy Scherer has the old Dale Jr. Looney Tunes throwback truck starting in 18th. 18 trucks to contend for 130 laps around this short track. Thanks again to our friends at the Wanted Goons for sponsoring our starting lineups. Field makes their way down the backstretch on their second pace lap. As we mentioned, halfway points go out the end of lap 65. Last race to make the chase. Pace truck heads down the pit lane. We are underway here early. Casey Graves spinning the tires in the 4 truck, goes to the inside. He'll get passed by a lot of folks on the outside. See everyone kind of tiptoeing into the corner. We went back to make sure everyone made it through there. Lucas lost the lead to the outside lane. Cliff Mullins surges ahead. Cliff does the best job of tiptoeing around on lap 1 while the tires get the temperature. And Cliff Mullins leads lap number 1. That was not on my bingo card. Cliff Mullins, Brad Wilson, then Lucas Heusman, Hayden Lowell. Top 5 trucks now single file. It's Hayden looking to the inside of Lucas there. Daniel is a bit out of the groove in the 23, which you can run the high lane here once it comes in. High lane is very quick. Matt Benke, Zach Swicegood battle for 8. As the rest of the trucks single file, Cliff Mullins continuing to lead. Benke trying to get the Amtrak truck moved up into 9th. Make that 8th. A little blink out of Swicegood. Benke trying to complete the pass. Blake Giglio's up to 10th. Started from the back. Just cracked the top 10, getting by Daniel Llewellyn. If you've ever been to North Wilkesboro, the elevation is very fascinating. Turns 1 and 2 are lower in elevation than turns 3 and 4. You should actually go up the hill into 3. And coming out of 4, you start heading back downhill. You see Hayden trying out a different line there. Lucas has moved up to the top of the 97, trying a different groove at the top side of the 1 and 2. Still have the battle for 8 going on between Benke and Swicegood. And looks like Swice has it settled now. And here comes Blake trying to put the moves on for 9th against Matt Benke. Hayden looking inside Lucas as Lucas is running a high line to get a little better exit out of 2. Now Quinn's moved up the hill. Giglio just about cleared Matt Benke. Should have him in 1 and 2, and he does. Move Blake up to the 9th spot. I think Jay Munch was battling the 20 of Davis Greenwell for 15th. Cliff under attack for the lead. Brad Wilson gets to the inside. Cliff been running the bottom most of the race. We'll see how he adapts to being pushed up to the high line. Behind them, you have Hayden Lowell and Lucas Hoytsma side by side, so all of a sudden a lot of racing at the front end. See that elevation change. They go back down the hill into one. First caution is out. It took 11 laps to get there. I'm a little surprised. It's Davis in the 20. He's running with J Munch here. They make a little contact. And I think he tries to throttle it up to make up for the lost momentum. A little too much throttle. The back end of the 20 comes around.
The 2-lap allegation right there, Lucas.
Yeah, that was my fault. I tried to get too much out of it. Yeah, my bad there.
Look at Sice. What in the... Swice spins it out while Davis is spinning it out. We had 2 wrecks at the same time. Swice Good and Davis Greenwell. Both crash at the same time. Both spin. That is how we got our caution. It wasn't Davis Greenwell that actually triggered it. It's going to be the Swice Good truck that triggered it. They both stay on the lead lap. Hit the pit lane. We'll see if we get tires or fuel or what kind of strategy plays we get. Nick Cooper on the pit lane getting tires. And away from Nick. Brad Wilson stays out, as does Mullins and Graves, Venke and Greenwell. Hayden Lowell came down for fuel, as did Cody Brown. Gatlin Downey coming down this time by. Andrew Beach topped off the tank, as did TJ Floyd, Blake Giglio. Lucas Hoytsma in 12th decided it was time to try a new set of tires. So 12 laps under green on the old tires. We'll see how Lucas fares coming back up through the field here. J Much, fuel only. Quinn Newton, set of tires. Jerry Scherer, fuel only. Nick Cooper, 13.4 is kind of an odd number, but he may have gotten 4 tires there. May have had the world's fastest pit crew. Gatlin Downey showing up in 17th now, filling up the tank, and Swice Good has vanished from our scoreboard. Hey Nick. Hey Nick. Nick. Nick.
You ain't paid attention.
Did you get 4 tires in 13 seconds?
Slow as shit. So
I did. I took tires.
That's impressive in 13 seconds. Go pay your pit crew a lot more.
I know.
3, 2, 1, go.
Brad Wilson gets us going once again. So we had to go and check in at 13 second stop that the 53 crew put in. That is impressive. Brad Wilson takes the lead over Cliff Mullins. Casey Graves in 3rd. Matt Venke battling Hayden Lowell for 4th. Matt did not pit. Hayden did. Davis Greenwell also did not pit after his spin. Lucas came down, took tires. He's currently in 9th. We'll see how he can make his way back up. Going 3 wide, Cody Brown and Daniel Llewellyn. Now 3 wide with Davis Greenwell and Daniel Llewellyn. Davis keeps it right around the bottom, and everyone makes it through. The top 5 have gone single file trying to get away. Lucas is back up to 6th after pitting for 4 tires. Daniel now in 7th. Cody Brown 8th, and Blake Giglio 9th. Out of these trucks stop for fuel only, but Lucas took 4 tires and all the way back up to 6th already. Apparently the tires do matter in about 10 laps. See, Lucas is already running down Matt Venke for the pit spot right on the back of that Amtrak truck. Turns it down to the bottom. He has that LH Designs truck hauling the mail, those new tires, up into turn 3. Wraps the bottom and starts heading down the hill to back to turn 1. And TJ Floyd just brushed the wall a little bit there. The Air Force truck got a little high in 3 and 4. Just gave it a little light touch. Brad Wilson's already put 7 tenths on Cliff Mullins. Mullins has Graves right on his tailgate. Hayden Lowell there as well, as Lucas has completed the pass on Matt Benke. He'll try to run down Hayden. Matt running 6th, Llewellyn 7th. Blake Giglio in 8th. Blake sliding the ass a little bit there. Hang on to it. Blake struggling to get the power down. You saw him fishtailing every which way and a little bit of a door bang to his teammate. Quinn Newton tried to follow him through. Blake up to 7th. Quentin trying to take 8th from Daniel. See Nick Cooper all the way at the top. 53 Mobile 1 Toyota. He didn't think Daniel was going to give him room, so he backed out of it. He was alongside him. Fouls, lots of them. Lucas going after Casey Graves. And battle over. Lucas up into 4th. See how long it takes Lucas to go after Hayden. Second caution, right when we were getting some fun. Shearer is around in the Looney Tunes machine. The second time we've seen a truck just kind of loop it coming out of 2. And too much throttle going up the hill. Back end comes around. We're a little lighter on the throttle. We made it another 10 laps before our second caution, so I'm impressed that we're getting decent runs in there. Brad Wilson stays out. Lots of others hitting the pit lane. Internet was spotty, is the report from the 40. So some intermittent power issues for the 40 team. That's why that truck has been retired. Cliff Mullins getting tires, as is Hayden. They saw what Lucas was able to do coming back up there. It was about 13 laps when Lucas pit, and now it's going to be 13 laps the other side, so it's fun how that divides up evenly. Cliff's going to beat Hayden off the pit lane. He'll come out in 7th with brand new tires. Brad Wilson and Casey Graves have not pit the whole race so far. Lucas, Quinn Newton, Daniel Llewellyn pit on the last caution, as did Nick Cooper. Nick took tires, Quinn took tires, Lucas took tires. Daniel Llewellyn did not. And then, as we said, Casey Graves, Brad Wilson still out there from the start. Everyone else came down this time, and everyone else took tires all the way down the field. So tires for Cliff and Hayden and Matt and Blake and Cody and Andrew and J Munch and TJ and Shearer and Greenwell. Greenwell had a little damage to fix. Gatlin, I think, did as well. 53-second stay for him. Now he is down and away, rejoining the field. Still on the lead lap. No, 1 lap down. I thought he was still on the lead lap. My apologies. 1 lap down is Gatlin. Brad Wilson inside the pace truck. Get the 1 to green. We'll be going back racing next time by. Well, hello everyone out there on the Twitch and YouTube. Hope you're having a fantastic, wonderful, and delightful Thursday here on our Truckin' Thursdays. Pace truck's going to make that move down the pit lane. And they're getting back after it. Brad Wilson, Casey Graves tried to time it. Casey got the wheel spin there on the inside. Lucas is going to hang on to second there, as Casey not going to be able to challenge. Keep an eye on the trucks that picked up 4 tires on this stop. Cliff Mullins, the first of those in the 37. Hayden Lowell, 56, truck another one. They're side by side as they work past Daniel Llewellyn. Cliff kind of keep it right at the bottom, and oh my goodness, big wiggle out of the Nick Cooper machine, that Mobile 1 truck. Hayden's still trying to keep it 3 wide. Cliff really not a fan of it. Tried to squeeze him up a little bit and use a pick with the 53, but it didn't work out. We got a slider. Matt Benke is around. He's going into the pit lane. Third caution is out as Matt Benke loses it in turn 4. Enters the pit lane involuntarily. I'm a little surprised that brought out the caution. He was so far down. Yeah, right there. He's pretty far around, still on the track. Matt Benke spinning it out of 4 brings out our 3rd caution of the race. We're on pace for about 13 cautions, which, I don't know, feels like it could be worse. That one came up pretty quick, though. New tires throwing Matt Benke for a loop. Davis Greenwell's hit the pit lane. See if he takes a set of tires here. Or continues working on that rear damage. Don't see the truck in the air, so I think he's just taking damage repair and getting as much as he can.
Andrew, how does seeing that Pontiac billboard and bringing Foreman to
No answer from Beach.
Makes me feel good that they didn't get to fuck it with the license and we actually have the, God's gift of the automotive world.
Hey Scott, welcome in, bud.
They should
How
blow
are you,
this shit
Mr.?
up.
Wow, that's
Make it an
offensive.
Amazon warehouse.
They should blow this setup up. Track's fine. Setup just fucking sucks.
Nah, they should have kept auto club and blow all this.
Wow.
I'm gonna say it. This place is a shithole.
Wow.
I'm hearing a lot of complaining.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Davis.
Hearing a lot of skill issue.
Don't you think this would be better as a neighborhood?
Yeah, maybe. Fuck you, Cliff.
No one appreciates history.
All I'm hearing is a whole lot of skill issue.
That's right.
No, it's called shitty setup. Don't put time in to check it out.
Learn how to drive it, scrub.
Yeah, learn how to put time in it. I hear a volunteer.
Hayden wrapping the bottom, Lucas up the hill. Hayden trying to take the lead here, coming out of 4. Back down the hill they go. It's a lot of hate, Scott, for North Wilkesboro, apparently, and the setup. You know, the setup's tight, they bitch. Setup's loose, they bitch. There's no getting around it. No matter what you do, they're gonna bitch because they're drivers. I was gonna say because they're bitches, but that's just me. So because they're drivers, they're just gonna bitch. Hayden now forced up high. Lucas back to the bottom. Thing about fixed setup, the setup's not going to always suit your driving style. Learn how to drive it. Nick Cooper trying to run the high line in the Toyota. Blake Iglio down low in the 16, battle for 5th. Looks like Andrew Beach just got big sideways. Able to save it. Nicely done, Beach. Brad Wilson trying to come back through with the fresh tires after this last caution. Currently in the 8th spot. Got a lot of speed early, led some laps. Blake now trying to put a move on teammate Quinn Newton. And we get our 4th caution. Dang it. You're doing so good. J-Munch has gone around. Whoa, was that Nick Code? That was weird. Let's get the chase cam out and see what the hell. Yep, netcode sends the 69 around after Daniel got out of shape and started wiggling and wobbling, and the netcode decided, hey J-Munch, you're going to go around in turn 1. Netcode it is. Netcode indeed. So we had a couple good long runs early, and now a couple of quick cautions. Lucas is coming back down. He pit on lap 13. Decided it's time to come back down. See if he takes the second set here. He does. Tires going on the 97 as you see the field working down the backstretch in the background. That's kind of a cool shot. Left side tires going on as well. Andrew Beach down on away fuel only in the 71 camp. 4 tires for Lucas, 4 tires for Nick Cooper. 13-second stop again for Nick Cooper and 4 tires. That team is killing it on the pit stops. Quinn Newton, 4 tires. Daniel Wallen, 4 tires. Gatlin Downey seems to have retired the 05. Zach Swicegood and Gatlin Downey out of the race. I always like this track, but to be fair, everyone gets the same setup, learn how to drive it. No one's gonna like the setup all the time. You know, Lucas makes setups and puts a lot of effort into it, and still people fucking hate it. It's just, you can't please everybody. Everyone has a different driving style. Suck it up and fucking drive it.
Taking the bottom.
Hayden chooses inside lane for the restart, as do all the odd.
Oh, we're having a freaking ball.
Frickin' ball.
Still hyped up after last night.
Pretty much, Scott.
Say that again?
Still all hyped up after last night.
Not making playoffs. Can't get hyped up, man. Shit.
Doesn't mean, but don't mean shit.
Davis won a race, missed the playoffs last night. If you weren't around last night. Green flag back out in the air. Hayden Law leading Cliff Mullins. Blake Giglio trying to take second here. Blake keeps the nose in there, drifts up the hill a little bit. Stays off the door though. Cliff fighting hard to hang on to second. Brad Wilson joined them up there. He didn't pit this caution. He pit last one. So he has the freshest tires of the whole top 7. But just about has him clear. Finally does. Now Brad Wilson immediately to the bottom on Giglio. Put those tires to use before the new ones get up there. Bobble out of the 37, coming out of 4 there. About 20 laps from halfway. 18.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, he's in the background. Brad Wilson clears Giglio finally for 3rd. Davis apologizing to a lot of people back here. Finally got his truck all pulled back out. That right rear was pushed in on that Tony truck. That's been fixed. TJ Floyd up the hill. Jeremy Scherer trying to take advantage and get by for 7th. And Lucas looking to make the move. Gotta move Lucas up into 8th. He gets by TJ Floyd. Oh my gosh, they are wrestling back here. 3 wide, doesn't go good. Quinn Newton, Matt Benke, Andrew Beach all get together. Beach is going to nose to the inside wall, and we're still green until Quinn waited. Stay green for a long while there. Matt Benke, Quinn Newton make contact on the entry. Pushes Benke down over the curve, and Benke, momentum of that truck pushes him right back up the hill into Quinn a little bit harder. Quinn then goes into Beach. That was a lot to unpack. Let's go back to the far chase. And see Quinn and Matt on that backstretch. And 3 wide. Quinn turns into Matt a little bit before Matt was ready to make the corner. They disagreed over where the corner entry was. They get together. A little netcode gets Daniel involved. Then J Munch gets a piece of Quinn. There's a lot going on there. Benke got out of 2 poorly. Allows Quinn Newton to the outside. Quinn and Matt get together on corner entry, puts him on the curb, then that truck pushes up the hill. Around to go. Beach and Newton, and I'm sure they're none too pleased in their team chat right now. Well, that's interesting. So Hayden, race leader. Brad Wilson stays out here. Blake Giglio, Casey Graves, Jeremy Scherer, Matt Benke, and Davis Greenwell all stay out. Lucas comes down to top off the fuel tank. Fuel for Llewellyn and Cooper. Tires for Mullins in 11th. Cody Brown, TJ Floyd, Quinn Newton, Andrew Beach, and Jay Winch all still on the lead lap. Let's go and have a chat with Hayden. Mr. Hayden, where are you at? There he is. Hayden, DG, you got a couple?
I got you, Swiss.
Well, I'm coming to ask you that fuel number question.
However many laps I've been out on track, plus 46.6.
Well, now you got me going to look at the scoreboard. You've been on track for 29. So that's a little over 70 some.
Yeah, probably half that with caution, so 60?
All right.
If it's green?
All right.
Give
well,
or take?
Good luck. We're going back green.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Quick chat with Aiden there to get a fuel number from him. Let's see when their last stops might be. Green flag back out in the air. Hayden has control. Brad Wilson did not get as good of a start as he's been getting. Casey Graves trying to get around the outside of his true shine teammate, we'll call him. Brad clears the second. Blake trying to take third here from Casey. Matt Benke, well, way up the hill on the Amtrak truck. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. Quinn Newton bounced it off the fence pretty hard back there. Lucas fifth. Nick Cooper way up the hill, trying to get the run on Matt Benke coming out of the corner. See if he gets to the outside. He does. And just like that, Nick Cooper takes over the 6th spot. Nick's enjoying that high line. I think he likes that nobody's up there. He can make moves using it. Benke, Cody Brown, Jeremy Scheer, 17 and 15. 10-10's teammates. Cliff Mullins on the fresh tires, locked in there with him. Cody Brown also got fresh tires. Closing in on halfway. Oh, Matt's going to lose it. Come on, take the toe before the field gets there. Oh my gosh. This one was for the other end of the track. TJ Floyd gets loose, comes down, looks like into J-Munch. Matt's already crashing. TJ Floyd gets up behind Davis, gets him in the back bumper, and then slides it down the hill, loses the back end, crashes into J-Munch. TJ Floyd goes around. Quinn Newton gives J-Munch a high five in the door. So we had 2 crashes at once, and that one not Matt Benke's fault. Back under yellow we go. Back of the field having some disagreements. J-Munch, TJ Floyd, Davis Greenwell all collected in that one along with Quinn Newton. It's about the 4th thing Quinn's been in the last 10 seconds, it feels like. Poor Quinn's truck went from beautiful to beat the hell in the blink of an eye. Drivers entering the pit lane. Surprised so many from the top part of the field came down. So close to the points going out for halfway. It's very difficult to make passes. Lucas down and away. Nick Cooper, Daniel Llewellyn. I believe they're trying to keep fuel in it. There goes Brad Wilson after a set of tires. Casey Graves. So the tires are going to come out in 8th, 9th, and 10th. And Andrew Beach, Jeremy Scheer, Davis Greenwell. Quinn's still sitting there. J-Munch is rolling. Matt's already off the lead lap. And here comes the field. May take Matt another lap down, and it does. Matt now 2 laps down. Quinn just did beat the pace truck out. My goodness. Cut that one really close. Quinn stays on the lead lap 15th. Light's still on the pace truck, so we're going to have a pretty short dash for the halfway points here. Top 10 get points at halfway. 10 points to the leader, 1 point to 10th. Also gives you bonus points in the...
I'm taking top.
Gives you bonus points in the chase once we get there next week. If you win the stage. The inside wall definitely does do a lot of damage. You backed into it hard. So Hayden, the leader's chosen top here. Could have chosen bottom and timed the restart with Cliff Mullins, but he chose not to. Hayden gets us launched. Cody Brown settles into second. Cliff Mullins third. This is the final lap of the first half, so points are going out at the end of this lap. Driving like hell back there in the field. Hayden's going to bring it off the corner and pick up the stage win. Cody Brown 9 points, Cliff Mullins 8. Now you got a wreck in the back. Lucas Hoyt 7, Nick Cooper 6, Daniel Llewellyn 5, TJ Floyd 4, Casey Graves 3, Brad Wilson 2, and Blake Giglio 1. As TJ Floyd went around in turn 1. See if that was off the bumper of someone or if it was on his own volition. It looked like he got into Daniel a little bit, then braked early into the corner, and Brad Wilson was not ready for that. Gets TJ Floyd in the rear ends and makes him slide out. Brad Wilson now has a little bit of nose damage from that. And here is how the 49 got turned. The nose of that 51 truck pushed in there. Let's go back and see if it was more net code or pretty solid contacts. Got the drone out following the 51 truck. See TJ Floyd just in front of him. Brad gives him a little push coming out of the corner. And TJ makes contact with Daniel going into the corner. Then he hits the brakes so he doesn't go into the wall. And Brad Wilson not ready for that. Gets into the back of TJ. A lot going on there. Matt says let's keep pacing and make it back on the lead lap. You got a company there from Quinn Newton. He's got more damage to fix up, I'm sure. That truck been battered a bit, as has the 49. See if TJ can get out ahead of the race leaders coming out of 4. TJ does get out. Quinn Newton does not. Quinn stays in, goes a lap down. That'll hurt Matt Mankey's chances of getting back on the lead lap. I mean, he had such good runs early on. Now it's kind of gone to shit.
Top.
Hopefully they start figuring this out. Clifford Mullins has chosen the top. Hayden took his stage win. Now he is 4 tires and 13th. We'll have roughly 60 laps to get back to the front. He is probably done pitting for the race. So he just has to stay clean now. It's the second time Cliff's led this race. The longest green flag run we've had, Cliff was the leader. Hopefully we'll get that good juju again. Pace truck makes that sharp left. Cliff Mullins has control. Green flag back out in the air. Cliff gets the launch on the outside. Daniel's trying to follow through to second. Battling his teammate Lucas Hoytsma. Back on the backstretch they go and into turn 3. Lucas keeping it right around the curb. Daniel up by the wall, opens the middle. Brad Wilson sticks the nose in there. Lucas clears Daniel for second. Brad Wilson now looking inside Daniel. I thought the modifieds are pretty fun here. Brad's still fighting Daniel for that third spot. Daniel hanging tough on that outside lane. Casey Graves and Blake Giglio waiting in the wings. So Brad Wilson's finally going to have Daniel cleared here coming out of 4. There's Blake Giglio to the inside of Llewellyn. Casey Graves thought about making it 3 wide. Probably not a great idea. Whoa, Jerry Shearer got a piece of the curb, shot up the hill right in front of Hayden. Hayden able to stay out of his back bumper, but had to surprise him a little bit there. Blake gets clear of Daniel. Now Casey using that bottom lane, trying to get by. Nick Cooper all the way on the fence. Fun fact, very first ever SRL race, I'm pretty sure it was right here, in an ARCA car. And Neo murdered me and flipped me over my teammate, Ryan Rose. Mullins continuing to lead over Hoytsma. Wilson now under attack from Giglio. Graves has cleared Llewellyn for 5th as Llewellyn gets out of shape, coming out of 2 and into the grass. Nick Cooper, Hayden Lowell. Hayden up to 6th, fresh off the pit lane with 4 tires. Not waiting around for everybody else to make their moves. He's taking off, using up those tires. Nick Cooper in 7th, Scherer 8th, Llewellyn's falling to 9th. Davis Greenwell 10th, then Andrew Beach, Cody Brown, Jay Munch, TJ Floyd, Quinn Newton. 1 lap down to Quinn Newton. Matt Benke back out there 9 laps down. Oh, Cliff Mullins out there having himself a ball. Brad Wilson putting moves on for 3rd here. Blake Giglio up the hill in the Shine Way truck versus the Shenandoah Shine truck. Hayden putting pressure on for 5th now. 6 lap fresher tires than most of these guys up here. Completes the pass on Graves. Working on Wilson. Gets that one done as Giglio slides up the hill in 3. Not the line he meant to run. Hayden gets the nose in there. There was some weird kind of half beef, I guess, between Hayden and Lucas in the Discord after Tuesday night. Now they're nose to tail in the truck race on a short track. 50 laps to go.
What up?
Oh my gosh. Nick Cooper was dead sideways down there in turn number 1 and 2. Able to collect it back up and not bring out a caution. With Mullins out in front. Lucas starting to feel the pressure from Hayden. Yeah, Neo was blinking, having really bad connection issues. Back when he was trying to run on like mobile hotspots, and he never saw like me or the corner or anything. He just drove right on in there, flipped over, knocked me upside down. Jay Munch is on the grass, and Jay Munch brings it to the pit lane. What happened to Jay Munch? Running in front of TJ here. Too much throttle out of the corner, sends him towards the inside wall. He saves the truck and drives it to the pit lane. Cliff Mullins around Matt Benke, put him 10 laps down. Jay Munch, Quinn Newton now 1 lap down each. Hayden has run down Cliff Mullins in a hurry. 15 lap fresher tires for that Napa truck compared to our race leader, but Cliff Mullins is not going to make it easy on him at all. That's what I thought. Hayden's going to have to go to the top. Cliff's never going to give him the bottom. Oh, there he goes. Catching TJ Floyd, who's riding the wall coming out of 4. Probably force Hayden to wait another half second. Now he gets to the outside of Cliff in 1 and 2. And that could be all she wrote. That's all he really needed to get accomplished. Gets alongside, and Hayden should be able to clear for the lead in 1. Gets this run out of 4 down the hill, and there you go. Before he even gets to 1, has cleared. Cliff drops the second. You got Blake, Casey, and Lucas in the top 5. Lucas.
I got like 50 laps on my tires. Top 5.
Brad Wilson and Lucas. Lucas does have very old tires. He did not take them this last stop. Lucas probably wanting one of those cautions right about now. I'm sure at this point we see just about everyone pit for tires and fuel. Maybe some guys stay out and try to gamble on making it hard to pass, but this much time has put a lot of hurt on these tires under green. Yeah, no one knows what team Hayden's on. That's okay. Let him do his thing. Not hurting nobody. 40 to go here at North Wilkesboro. Blake Giglio getting to the outside of Clifford Mullins. Take over that second spot.
Are you just going to keep driving into me? God dang, what are you doing?
Brad Wilson.
You're rolling down the track into me, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
Let's see what the Sanger's all about.
I literally have been riding the wall letting everybody go by and just like kept riding into my door.
That's TJ turning down into the 51. Yeah, that one's on TJ.
Well, we must have been net Cody, because you were literally like stuck in my truck the whole fucking front stretch.
And TJ just kind of went left into him, buddy.
I'm fucking beneficiary. I'm sure you are now. Yeah, cause you're out. Fucking.
Hey, TJ, we watched the replay, buddy. You just kind of turned left into him.
Good way in track 10.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck with you because I got fucking wrecked in turn 1 by his ass on the fucking stage that this shit happened. Was that a mission?
That's what it sounded like.
We all have 4. That seems kind of intentional.
Bro couldn't handle the heat.
It sounded like a mission of fault.
It sounded a lot like that.
Oh, man.
Oh, mad. Oh, mad.
I don't care, it's on the spot.
All I know is Jake doesn't care. He likes boobies.
I like saying.
I like cuddles.
Who you think taught him? Lowell Giglio Graves, your top 3 now, as well as slip back to 4th. Lucas 2.6 back in 5th. He's got very old tires. I'm honestly impressed he's still in 5th. Jeremy Shearer is knocking on his tailgate, trying to take that top 5 spot away. Got 33 to go. Some of these guys maybe an issue with fuel. Heard Hayden say about 60 laps. It's been 44 for Cliff Mullins here. Maybe why he has backed off Casey Graves quite a lot. Jeremy Shearer running P5. So he's gotten by a Lucas. Lucas probably begging for tires right about now. Nick Cooper, another one that really needs the tires. Brad Wilson, Davis Greenwell, they put one last time through. Brad's truck's a little beat up after a couple of contacts. Andrew Beach, Cody Brown.
Hi, Hayden.
Daniel last truck on the lead lap in 12th. And then here comes the leader, Hayden.
Might want to pull them rear.
This truck is fucking broke.
If anybody wanted a track temperature surface update, 136 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my gosh.
What is that in Celsius?
Will Hayden subtract 32 and then divide by 2.8?
It's 9 over 5.
It's probably around like 47, 48, I'd guess.
I think it's 1.8. 1.8 plus 32. That's how you get to Fahrenheit from Celsius. So the other way you subtract 32.
57.78 degrees Celsius.
Burr. Hayden, your leader by 2.4 over Blake. Casey Graves another 1.3 back. Cliff 2 back from him. Scherer running in 5th. Nice run for Jeremy the Knight. Lucas in 6th got caught out by when this race went green, as did Nick Cooper.
Peyton, please now convert that to Kelvin.
Well, that's easy. You just add 273.
This is... I'm in the mistake of talking. This is so bad that we're sitting here talking about October.
Fortnite! Yay, Fortnite!
Remember when you said we wouldn't have any green flag runs?
I got Pedro on all this. Hope you motherfuckers can hear me. Do not talk about fucking Fortnite!
If you're doing things with the Epic Store, please use DG Swiss as your code creator. Thank you.
You see a real man use code laser, Lazar.
Use code NINJA for 50% off your low tank.
That is not where I thought that was going. God damn.
Not a lot of battles to see back here. Cody Brown in the top 10 now. Brad Wilson's fallen to 11th.
For what?
Goddamn Kyle Larson Part 2. 1 week back.
Casey's closing in on Blake a little bit for second. Cliff probably praying for a caution if he's right about the fuel. If Hayden was right about the fuel. The good news is you can coast it down from 4 to 1. The bad news is you gotta climb the hill from 2 to 3. If you can make it out of 4 though, you can coast to the finish line, so that's fun. Casey making his way around Blake. They pit at the same time. Both took 4 tires. Blake burned them up a little more than Casey did. Casey able to track back down that 16 truck and take over second place, but they are 3.6 behind the leader. $19 laps to go. Make it 18 as Hayden enters turns 1 and 2. Back up the hill into 3 as we follow our leader around. Starting to get a battle between Lucas Davis and Nick Cooper. Lucas's tires just struggling at this point. Davis Greenwell trying to take advantage in the 20. Couple of low drag teammates, and you have Nick Cooper waiting in the wings in the mobile Toyota. Move Davis up to 6th. Jeremy Scherer is catching Cliff Mullins as Cliff probably in extreme fuel save mode. Brad Wilson and Daniel Llewellyn battle for 11th. Never thought I'd say that. Daniel Llewellyn battling 51 Brad Wilson at the end of a run for position. Brad Wilson's gone a lap down. And we get our 8th caution. And it might be Lucas. See Lucas fighting it there out of turn 2. Gets it into 3s up the hill. Back end starts to come around. Slides for forever. And Lucas brings out our caution. Well, that changes everything. Brad Wilson will get the lucky dog. Pits apparently opened at a weird time, I guess. Cody Brown already on the pit lane at 10th, and here comes the rest of the field. That's perfectly not confusing. Should see just about everybody at the pit lane. There goes Cody down and away, who was, I guess, briefly lapped right there. I don't know what's happening. Here comes Lucas in. Hayden heads out. Hayden will be a race leader on 4 fresh tires. Casey Graves. Now we get to burn him up in a short run, and this could get messy. It's such a nice long green flag run going. I was hoping we'd make it to the end. But now we got a sprint. Cliff Mullins 4th. Jeremy Scherer 5th. Nick Cooper in 6th. Davis Greenwell in 7th. Andrew Beach 8th. Lucas showing a 9th, and Cody Brown will be 10th. It's Brad Wilson back on the lead lap. He's showing Cody a lap down now. Even more confused. Will Cody end up a lap down? The pace truck go by? I think he pitted too soon. To be honest, because nobody else is pitting. He pitted from 10th and nobody else is on the pit lane.
Na boo boo.
He passes the pace truck. Instead of catching the field, he just comes straight to the pit lane, right in front of the pace truck. So then because he's on the pit lane, that would put the pace truck going by him here. And yeah, right there, his field goes by, so he goes a lap down by pitting too soon. Didn't catch up to the field. Puts Cody Brown a lap down. Daniel Wallen also a lap down. Brad Wilson trapped a lap down. I don't know if anyone got the lucky dog then. So it's 9 trucks on the lead lap. Weird. Hayden's chosen top, and here we go. Out of turn number 4, back to the start-finish line. Green flag back out in the air as they race off to turn number 1. Hayden uses that top lane to get a good launch down into 1. Gets ahead of Casey Graves. I have Cliff Mullins, Blake Giglio battling for 3rd. They got to push these trucks about as hard as they've pushed them in an early part of a run here. Blake didn't quite clear Cliff. Got big time out of shape. Trying to get the power down out of 4. See if Cliff can pinch him down coming out of 3. Get some momentum back up the hill. Looks like Blake going to be able to clear on exit here. Blake takes over 3rd completely. Nick Cooper trying to take 4th away from Cliff. The fuel question is out the window. Probably saved Cliff. Still side by side for the 4th spot. Scherer and Andrew Beach battling for 6th at the same time. Looks like Cooper's going to get the 5th spot. 4th spot. Mullins trying to cross over, get back to the inside of Nick Cooper as they head back up into 3 as we watch Beach and Scherer battle. Cooper way up the hill, but he's been comfortable up there most of the race. We'll get the big run off of 4, get alongside into 1. Top 3 all single file. Can Cliff get to the wall before Nick Cooper? No. Nick Powers back by on that outside lane. Scherer, Lucas Weitzman now. Lucas trying to get back up, pick up some spots here with 5 to go. Looks to the inside of Jeremy Shearer. Try to get back up to the 6th spot. Cooper all the way up by the wall has Cliff cleared. Lucas has cleared Scherer. Wall and Brown battling for the lucky dog, but laps are winding down for that to matter. Hayden goes inside Quinn Newton. Put Quinn 2 laps down. Quinn probably looking forward to this one being over with. And we get our 9th caution right when I say that. Davis is around. Oh, Cody Brown involved in it. Loses the back end on entry, slides up the hill, tries to correct it, collects Cody Brown in the process. Matt Benke skirts through there. Oh my gosh, his tailgate just lifted into space. Did you see that? Watch the tailgate sliding down the hill, bumps over the curb, and then yeet! And it comes back down. And yeets again, oh my gosh.
Lucky dog going high.
Tailgate is possessed. Well, Daniel gets to get his lucky dog here. And green white checker time. 130 laps wasn't enough. And pit stops here. This guy's realized they weren't going to win. Might as well come down and try something. Blake Giglio came down and grabbed tires, as did Scherer.
Hey, I'm going to need an EOL for this car, please.
Davis wanting to go to the back. His right front tires pointed to the outside wall. That's not going to drive very good.
Thank you.
Davis will take an EOL and try to stay on a lead lap in the green-white checker scenario. Now Hayden gets to have another restart. Casey Graves, Nick Cooper, Cliff Mullins, Lucas Weitzman, Blake Giglio, your top 6. Scherer and Beach. Then the wounded green glove machine. And Lucky Dog and Daniel Llewellyn. Mr. Hayden choosing the top lane. Field rolls into 3 and 4. Could be our final restart of the race. We can make it a lap. Green flag back out in the air. Hayden gets a jump over Casey Graves. Cliff Mullins spins the tires. Cliff gets up the hill. Blake Giglio all the way up to 3rd on the fresh tires. Blake gets out of shape. He's sliding it across the track right into Andrew Beach. And that brings out our 10th caution. I believe Blake Giglio alt F4'd after that one. Should be a lucky dog for Brad Wilson. Who disappeared and reappeared. Cody or Brad, one of those two. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to Blake coming off of turn number 2. Obviously he's already out there forward, but go for the whole restart. Jump on our drone shots here. Gets inside Cliff as Cliff's struggling for grip up there. Blake loses the back end, gets out of shape. Cliff gets into the back of him, then Blake goes around and Andrew Beach gets a piece. Then Blake alt F4s after that one. Cody Brown is your lucky dog. So he does get the nod over Brad. And Brad the only truck 1 lap down. Quinn Newton 2 laps down. Matt Benke 13 laps down. Jeremy Scherer, highest truck on the fresher tires. Currently 6th. Blanket moved all the way up to third. Got a really good restart. Shearer's going to have the top available to him if he wants to try and get to the wall on his fresh tires and use them.
Hey, can I get another EOL, please? Thank you.
That truck's still badly wounded. Left side looks fine, but you see the right side tire. It is pointed to the wall, not the way you want your truck to drive. No tailgate on that truck either. Is it launched to space not once but twice? We're setting up for our second attempt at a green white checker. We could have a maximum of 3. If we can't figure it out by then, we're just calling the race. 3 attempts at a green white checker. Hayden switching it up, taking the bottom here.
Go down this hole.
Okay.
Could this be the last time the pace truck rolls through turns 3 and 4? Let's find out. Pace truck hits pit lane. Green flag back out in the air. Hayden gets the jump from the inside. Saw a little bit of wiggle out of both Toyotas. Both those Toyotas getting a bit squirrely in the restart. Lucas trying to wrap around the outside here in the 97. We'll stick to the outside of the Ford truck. It looks like we're going to make it to the white flag. Indeed we do. White flag is out. Hayden Lowell in command. Final time down into 1 and 2. Lucas still trying to get the second spot from Casey Graves. Power to the outside. Drives it deep into 3, which you can do because it's uphill. Kind of catches your truck. Coming off the corner. At the line, Hayden gets the win, and Casey Graves just barely over Lucas Weisman for a second. Nick Cooper, Cliff Mullins, Jeremy Shearer, Andrew Beach, Daniel Llewellyn, and Cody Brown. Oh my gosh, Brad Wilson's flipping. How did Brad go flipping? Oh, he's sliding it out of the corner. Gets ahead of, gets the line ahead of Quinn.
Yeah, Daniel, that was something.
Davis right into the door of Brad Wilson.
Yeah,
Well, Hayden is your winner. There he is burning it down.
Yeah.
Let's get a chat with Mr. Hayden. Hayden DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Swiss.
Well, did you expect a North Wilkesboro win tonight?
No, I did not actually. This is quite the surprise.
Yeah, I would have penciled in Lucas. This is one of his playgrounds, so I'm quite impressed that you were able to get up there and get the win here. It looked like you picked the strategy of getting to 60 laps and then pitting, and then hoping that either it went green or just it was working out for you. And then the caution came. What was going through your mind when that caution came out?
Yeah, I stayed out there trying to get that stage point, that playoff point. Get a little more bonus points going into the chase going next week. I pit for tires, and luckily, yeah, I got that long green flag run where I was able to pick through the field, put some cars a lap down, and caution came out where everyone had to take tires anyway and just kind of had to hold them off from there. Blew up.
Shucksy doodles. Well, congrats on the win anyway. We appreciate you, my friend. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for this victory at North Wilkesboro?
Yeah, Napa Auto Parts, Arc Music, C2X, Madigan Motorsports, Low Drag Esports as always. Low Drag for putting on the truck series, and Cody Brown for doing that as well. Usefrist for putting on the broadcast, and everyone else for coming out and watching and racing tonight at North Wilkesboro. For the setup, I am pleasantly surprised with how this race was. And that was awesome.
You know, you make things harder to drive, and it tends to make the racing better. I don't know why people get so angry about it.
It's weird, like when it's a scale, but you can go off the deep end. Like if it
That's
gets
true.
hard to drive, people respect it, and then but you can go too far and just it's a crapshoot.
Yes, you can't go too far where nobody can drive it.
Yes.
Anyway, congrats on the win. Get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Swiss.
All right, let's bring in our second place finisher, Casey Graves, in the Ford truck. If we can track down Mr. Graves. He's down here. Yes, he's... Is he waiting in the waiting room? That would just shock me. He's in low drag. There he is. KCDG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Took me a while to find you. You're in low drag. Confused me.
I went up there, was talking to us.
Yeah. All right. Well, congrats on the second place run. Did you have anything for Hayden there, or just, I don't know. Are you happy with second?
Yeah, I was happy with second. I didn't have anything for him. I think if we had a long green flag run and I was ahead, maybe, but I doubt it. He was just really good on the long run and a short run.
All right. Well, you brought that True Speed Toyota home in P2. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for us tonight.
I just saw the guys over at True Speed, and Brad and Cooper for racing with me tonight. Brian and Garrett popped in and provided a little bit of entertainment, I guess, if you want to call it that. Yeah, just good, clean race for me and good points day, which don't think it changed much, but see how we do in the playoffs.
And forward heading into those
whatever you want to call it.
Chase playoffs, same thing. Heading into those
Yeah.
next week should be a good time. You get 5 races to try and win a championship, not just one, so good luck.
Yeah, just gotta have good, solid runs and try to run like we have the last few weeks. I've kind of gotten a good groove with this car between here and Richmond, having good runs. And yeah, I don't even know what's on the schedule, but we'll see.
Do you want to know what's on the schedule?
Yeah, I think it's some short tracks.
I mean,
Probably
that's what the
a
truck series
super
is supposed
speedway
to be.
in there.
Well, let's see. The schedule says we got Phoenix, which is not a short track. We got Bristol, which is a short track. We got Talladega, which is super speedway. And then we got Martinsville, which is a short track. And then we got Charlotte to finish it up.
Yeah, I like all them except for Bristol.
Yeah,
You never know
Bristol's-
what'll happen at Bristol.
It's a crapshoot, yes, but it could be fun. All right, well, get on out of here. Enjoy your second place, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week.
All right, thank you.
Casey Graves bringing it home in P2, and I cannot find the channel to push him out of. There you go. And then we'll go over to third place finisher Lucas Weitzman. Lucas DG, you got a copy?
I do.
Well, we brought it home in P3 tonight. Kind of a weird race for this place. It seemed like that green flag run happened at about the worst possible time for you on older tires. You just struggled to recover from that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I had about 15, 20 more green flag laps than they did on tires, which definitely, I mean, it made a difference, but on the other hand, I just could not save my rears all night. Those guys, I sort of figured it out at the end, unfortunately, when my tires were already gone, so it didn't matter, but they weren't really going full throttle on the straightaways, really not that far into a run. They were just saving the rears as much as they could because it was just so loose, and I think my left rear at the end of that run, it was 280 degrees when I pit with like 20 to go under the caution. So the thing was just roasting, and I had no tire left. I mean, there was percentage, but the heat was so bad. That's why the truck went around, and things so bad, man. And I sucked. I like, to get a podium, I'm very lucky, honestly.
Well, it was entertaining. I'll give you that.
I bet it was. Unfortunately, I apologize to anybody that got screwed over by the caution, but at least it was entertaining at the end, right?
Exactly. You got us some entertainment there. All right. Well, congrats on that podium finish. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for this podium here at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, just shout out to Quinn and 712 Brakes, Randy Lee, you for broadcasting, everybody for putting this thing on, and everybody racing tonight. It was a pretty dang clean race for a short track.
Yeah, a couple of long green flag runs in there is nice. A good surprise. I think
yeah.
we'll just have to make them hard to drive for you guys all the time, and you'll put on better racing.
Yeah, just take all the grip out of them, and we won't wreck anymore.
Exactly. It's perfect. Makes all the sense. Congrats on the good run. We'll see you soon, bud.
Thanks.
Lucas Lights for bringing it home P3. They might be onto something there. When they have to race the track more than each other, they seem to get cleaner. It's kind of odd, but it is what it is. Yeah, let's run through our final results here and see how everything is shaked out for our 18 trucks tonight. Hayden Lowell, Casey Graves, and Lucas Weitzman on the podium. Nick Cooper and Cliff Mullins pick up top 5s. Then Jeremy Scherer, Andrew Beach, Danny Lewallen, Curly Brown, and Davis Greenwell round out your top 10. Brad Wilson, Quinn Newton, Blake Giglio, Matt Binky, TJ Floyd, Jay Munch, Scatlin Downey, and Spice Good round out your finishers tonight. 18 trucks in the field. Let's run through our quick sponsor slides so we can get the bills paid. And hopefully someone's doing points. But let's do this. We have Wild Horse Broadcasting doing our ARCA series on Monday nights. Wannagoons puts on our Dirt Late models every Tuesday, just before we head off to the Xfinity series with ARC Music and run our Xfinity series with Mr. Ghostman. Then 712 Breaks does our Wednesday Next Gen Cup series. Always a good time there with Lucas. then we move on to these trucks that you just watched from Low Drag Esports. Every Thursday we go trucking. Then on Friday we start off with the GT3s and Fort Worth screen printing. And we head on over to the Super Speedway series with Golden Eagle Syrup and put on a show for you every Friday night. And then Ever's Favorite Podcast, our new series on Sunday with the Gen 6 Cup League. Longer races, it's a good time. Check that out, Ever's Favorite Podcast. Big C's Diecast giving away 5 diecast at least this year. Could be more. Come on by our Discord. Figure out how to get into those giveaways. That is discord.gg/Sidewinder. And, of course, CTC Race Network puts on our Wednesday Cup Series. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. We appreciate you hanging out. And I am actually just going to take my time, go check the points, see if they're done or not. And if not, we'll just put them in right now. And you guys can see where everyone ended up, who made the cut before we get off air over on YouTube. Let's see. Truck Series opens this up. Launch Season 11. Race 9 is in there. Uploaded race results. Select a league. It's going to be Low Drag Truck Series. Season 11. Event North Wilkesboro. Stage at 65. Import results.
I'm trying to log in, but it won't let me log in to do the points.
I'm almost done. And I'm done. And standings. Here we go.
And that finally logs me in. By figures.
Perfect. All right. According to this, and of course it's pending final results, but according to this, your playoff drivers are Lucas Hoytsma, Brad Wilson, Casey Graves, Hayden Lowell, Blake Giglio, Ian Montrose, Cody Brown, Andrew Beach, Travis Martin, and Cliff Mullins gets the final spot over Daniel Wallen by 7 points. So that is how they break down. Cody Cleaver did not show up tonight, did not make the playoffs. Daniel Wallen misses it by just a handful of points, 7 points. Tough. Well, there you go. That's your 10 drivers according to that. Of course, that's pending any protests and such that could come up in the next 24 hours. But right now, that is your 10 playoff drivers. Congrats to those drivers. Hopefully, we'll see them all here next week to have a good time. And what is it, Bristol? I forgot.
Yeah, it's Bristol.
Oh, my. We're going to start it. No, it's Phoenix. Phoenix, then Bristol.
No, it's Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix, then Bristol. A mile, then a half mile.
Phoenix, then Bristol. Yeah, and then a super speedway, and then another.
Short track, and then Charlotte.
Then Charlotte to finish it off, yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte to make everyone nice and happy at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, congrats to those 10 drivers for making the playoffs. Cody, regular season, are you ready to head into the playoffs?
Yeah, we're going to give our best shot. I don't know, Lucas and Casey and Hayden and all them are always pretty stout, but we're going to give her our best shot.
Cliff says, what? In the chat. Apparently he didn't know that he made the playoffs. Well, there you go, Cliff. Something to look forward to in the playoffs for the trucks. Now you got to get Adam to put your banners on. All right. We'll see everybody next week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you next time. And that wraps up the YouTube. We're just back on Twitch. Get the music back on, hang out, chill, watch the